Hi, I'm FabuRocks, but my family calls me Fabu. I've been creating videos and live streaming since I was 7 years old as a form of therapy that my parents, FabuMom and FabuDad, have created for me to overcome my speech delay, learning disability, and ADHD. Now that I'm older and overcome many challenges, my goal and plan is to empower others like me. That is why I am founder and leader of the Fabu Army, a clan that supports and empowers young content creators like myself. I'm the youngest Facebook gaming partner and youngest former Mixer partner. Welcome to the FabuRocks Podcast. I am your host, and with me today is FabuMom and FabuDad.
Hello.
Hi. Before we get started, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this podcast, Turtle Beach, Rocket, and G Fuel. Thank you. This is Season 1, YouTube Therapy. Episode 7, Therapy for the Therapist. At the end, I'll be asking some questions that the Fabu fam and the Fabu Army have asked. So let's get to it. We all know that we started making a bunch of gummy videos. Why did we stop?
Well, we stopped for a few different reasons. Mostly the gummy making videos was taking a really long time. We were getting a little bit stressed in the whole process of making the gummy videos because we were doing something that we had never done before. So it was taking us a lot of time, and you were highly motivated at the beginning. You know, you would start off great, all gung-ho, I want to do this. And then 10, 15 minutes into the project, you'd walk away, find something else to do and that you found more interesting. And we were becoming pretty fearful because as a kid with ADHD, your attention span is very limited. And although you were pretty motivated and interested in that project, you were also losing interest pretty quickly. So our fear was that it would just come to a point where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. And we would like stuck with what to do. So we were already starting to look at different options and other things that we could maybe switch over to doing other content that would be more interesting for you, and at the same time it would alleviate us a little bit because we were super stressed doing those gummy videos.
Yeah, one of the main reasons too of being stressed on those gummy videos is that all those gummy videos was a challenge for us because we needed to create something crazy out of those, out of those gummies. Like we started with barbecue sauce, but then we started doing a bunch of other things that was hard to make.
They were very complicated.
Yeah,
they were not easy peasy.
The rainbow spaghetti.
Well, that was more. That was not part of the gummies, but they were complex. It took a lot of work,
Yeah.
The lollipop, the bowling ball.
But not to mention all the time that we would spend doing it, and then all of a sudden when we went to go look at it, it was cracked. And we were like,
yes,
dang, we cannot use this. It's all cracked. So we would have to like start from scratch and do it all over again. And it was more time. And the whole time Fabu watching TV or playing another video game.
We felt that somehow when we started doing those videos in the beginning, that it made the family to come together and everything was together. Even though the Fabu was disconnected at one point or another because her lack of attention, it drove her to do something else. We see that we start noticing that not only the lack of attention of Fabu, it was not, it would start getting worse and worse and worse, is that we were stuck with something that we didn't want it to do because it was taking too much time and we didn't saw much of the value. The value of Aurora was good at the end because we ended up doing a good video with all the secret ingredients and getting good results. But the making of the video, it was
difficult,
too stressful, too much. Like we needed to change. And like FabuMom said before too, we knew that we needed to, another thing that about Fabu is that we needed to change things. We cannot be repetitive in something. There was going to be a point, which we didn't know what point that will be, that we needed to change things. We needed to change.
To switch it up.
To switch it up. We thought that switching up, it was different gummies. okay, so if today we do this one, tomorrow we're going to do something out of space. So we do a lollipop. And then the next day we would do a bowling ball.
Yeah.
And then the next day,
Crazier and crazier.
crazy. We thought that was what it needed to change. But no, it was the whole gimmick. It needed to change. So we started to feeling that the whole thing, it needed to be changed. And not only or because we were super stressful and tired, is that at the same time we saw Fabu getting disconnected more and more and more. And we knew if we would continue that route, it was going to be a day that Fabu was going to say, you know what, I don't want to do that. And for us, that was a humongous concern.
Yeah, we needed to keep going that therapeutic progress that we were making, which was in the end, her watching herself after the fact. So we just needed to figure out new content to keep it interesting for her.
To keep it more engaging.
Yes.
Yeah.
After we stopped making gummy videos, what did we start recording then? To, keep it more engaging.
Well, I know that we sat down and we talked to you, like we asked you like what you liked and what you thought we could do. And at that time, you were watching a lot of these channels that did toy unboxing videos, and you immediately jumped to that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to do toy unboxing videos, and we were like, okay, we had no, like we had a clue because we would see the videos that you watched, but we really didn't even know where to start. So we went with you to Toys R Us. We took a trip to
Toys R Us was a thing back then? Isn't it?
It was definitely a thing. I mean, I know that.
Well, it scrolls down here, guys. Just saying.
There is no Toys R Us now, but back then it was the place to go. And
it was like,
we went with you.
Disneyland.
Yeah, it was an event. So we went to Toys R Us to just to see what kind of toys were out there, to figure out what toys we could unbox and create video content with.
We know that the secret recipe was not really the creation of the whole video, but in reality, it was the aftermath. It's the content that we create and Fabu will watch, and what will be the result from there. With the creation of the video, it didn't matter if it was a gummy or it was an unboxing or any of that. We believed that it was just another content, as long that we do it good, we make it funny, we make it fun, we make it engagement, we make bloopers, we make all those things. It will have the same or even bigger results, hoping at the moment to have a bigger results that we were doing it. So for us, we were like, yeah, we entertained the idea in a heartbeat. I'm like, yes, I think that it's great. I don't know what's going to happen, but it seems good. We actually watch a couple of those videos in order to educate ourselves, because we don't understand like unboxing or what, toys, like what. So we needed to educate ourselves and watch a couple of those videos to know more likely what it's all about. And yeah, so yeah, we took several trips to Toys R Us, and obviously Fabu, it was more engaged than ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the whole trip of
Power of
going
unboxing.
to Toys R Us and pick whatever is that you would like and all that, it opened a humongous door of obviously
Yes.
of interest, because that interest, it came to, okay, so I'm gonna
She
get
wanted
this.
them all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this. It's gonna be mine. It's gonna be good and great. So imagine, just picking up toys for you to open it.
It was amazing because I would go to Toys R Us, and I remember going to the Lego section. I was like, oh, I want this. It's so cool. And all of this stuff. I remember because it was so cool. I could just, nowadays you just have to go online and literally just pick what you want. You can't go to Toys R Us and look at options. Dude, I loved it. I personally loved it. It was so cool.
Yeah, now that she mentioned it, I remember us going on the hunt for the Shopkins, the different collectibles.
Yeah, there was this collectible of a cookie that was golden. I remember there was a whole big line. People were searching for it.
Yeah, we even went to the store Justice to do. We were on the search for the Squinkies. It was some good times. We had good times.
It was fun. It was really fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, I think that it was a great idea, and for once we saw Fabu even more engaged and more interested in what we was going to do. And it was a humongous change from the whole gummy creation and everything that Fabu, it was only engaged within the first couple of minutes. And it was a lot of complex and hard work, like we said before. So we got this. This doesn't seem that we need to work hard on it or anything. So it's a no-brainer, of course. If I was interested, or everything sounds and it looks good, so yes.
No, and what I was going to add is that an extra added plus is what we found was that each of the little toys had a different name. So this would force Fabu to pronounce the name of each of the little collectibles. So we found that to be an extra plus.
Yeah, that's the road of the therapy that we decide that it was going to be very useful for her as we started searching for different games. As what FabuMom said, there was this collectible that Fabu used to watch in those videos. Actually, one of the example videos that we watched, that it was these toys that were really nice, that you could create a punch list thing with those toys. But each of them, and that's what it interested us the most, actually FabuMom, that brought to my attention, each of them, it comes with a little bit, do you remember, with a piece of paper with numbers, with a number. Each of them had a different number and a name. And the point was for her not only to open it and look at it, but it say the name. And I thought that it was very interesting because the name, it was, some of those names are a little bit complex to pronounce.
They were complicated. Some of them were.
And they were great. It
was a challenge for her.
Yeah, I think that this is going to work really good. I thought that the idea was phenomenal. I loved it from the very beginning. Like I said, Fabu, it was engaged from that moment that we said, okay, Fabu, what's next? It's like, yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, let's do that. And as soon as they said, let's go to pick up toys and everything.
Yeah, that was
She was in 100%. And that was great. For us, that was like, oh my God.
She said, gummy videos. What?
Huh?
What is that?
Yes, this is great. So yeah, for us, that was awesome.
She was like, on to the next.
I remember we used to go to the park almost every day. Why did we start recording outside of our home?
Well, that was one of the things that we wanted to incorporate, which is to switch it up. We wanted to switch it up, and you loved going to the park. You loved being outdoors, and we loved as a family, going out. So we decided to start filming the unboxing videos outside in the park to add that extra level of excitement and interest that we were looking for.
Yeah, I think that it started, one of the first video that we ever did. We went to Toys R Us, Fabu pick up the toy, and it was very like, hey, let's just go and do it. But we wanted to eat, right? We wanted to eat something. So at that moment, we actually ended up going to a drive-thru. I don't remember at that moment. It was McDonald's or Burger King, whatever it was. And we were like, you know what? Let's go to the park. Something that we normally do. Actually, we still do that on the weekend. And we just, buy drive-thru, and we ended up going at the park and eating there, type of picnic type of thing, and just chilling in the park. So we did that day. And when we went, I'm like, hey, what do you think if we do it right here at the park? It could be something quick. She could stay in the park. We could stay in the park, eat, and make it like a routine, a family routine. Let's see. So that's what we did. We just, take a chair, which we always had on the trunk of a car.
Chairs, yeah.
And a table, which normally we always have in the trunk of a car. And the only thing we needed was, the camera. So we always had it, when we know we were going to film. And we just pop everything out and let's record. Let's do it.
And you loved it. You absolutely loved it.
I was like, what? Okay, let's go. Let's go, guys.
It was great.
It was Taco Bell. She was loving it. Her Taco Bell and doing the video.
Yeah, from there, we ended up okay, this is super good. The results, not only they're great, but the whole experience, it become even bigger and better.
Yeah.
And she was more engaged and more part of it. It was like, hey, are we going to the park? Hey, are we going this? Oh yeah, are we going doing another toy? She was more engaged than ever. And so we started going to different places. We went even to Chuck E. Cheese. We went to a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
We went to the park. We did it in the house. We started doing everywhere.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, this was one of my favorite days. I felt this was like what I'm about to tell you. I was like so excited that this was gonna happen. So I had this project I had to do. That I had to do this big assignment, and my assignment was way better than all the other kids that my teacher told me to say in front of the whole school. So I did, and I got 2 A's because I kind of talked through the whole stadium. To everyone, and it was really impressive. So Fada and FabuMom surprised me, and we actually went to Chuck E. Cheese, and we actually we recorded, and it was so fun. Like we ate pizza, we played video games, and we recorded. It was so fun. It was one of the favorite days. Like it was one of my favorite days, to be honest.
I want to underline something there that Fabu just said. We were seeing already the results of all the hard work and the therapy they were doing. That thanks to all that, we believe that Fabu was able to perform in that level, in that presentation, something that she was not able to do priorly.
I was so scared.
Grade. In second grade, she did a speech in front of her whole school. It wasn't in front of just her class. It was in front of her whole school in the auditorium.
Dude,
she did amazing.
I was so scared, but because I was so little, I didn't really look at the audience because I was so I had such a I don't know how to explain it, but a terror of
fear?
Fear of public speaking. I never liked it. I still don't like it. I don't like public speaking. I never liked it. I still don't. Well, I could perform in front of the class, but I can't perform the whole school, So
you did amazing.
I was so nervous. The only people that I looked at was Fada and FabuMom. I couldn't look at anyone else. I didn't look around like, hey, this is what I got, Now I do because now I actually have more experience. But back then I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm too nervous. Let me just look at them and then I got this,
We were so happy and so proud that she was able to perform in that level and did everything that she did, that at that moment we were like, oh my God, I think that one way or another we have been able to do things and get such a great results in such a timely matter that we never expected. We know that we were against the clock, like we always said, and feel bad at one way or another because of those 2 years has gone by and we didn't get much of a result. But that day, that moment, we were like, I think we're catching up. I think we're doing good. This was humongous.
It was a big step.
We are in the right path.
Huge.
This is great. This is what I'm talking about. I think that this is great. So it validate all the hard work that we have been doing from that moment, and it inspire us to continue and keep doing better. And Fabu, obviously, she felt like, oh my God, I'm doing something that I have not been able to do before. She knew, even though she was so young, she knew that something great has happened and it's awesome. She doesn't know how, somehow, but she knows that it's like, I was able to do this. I couldn't do it before. Now I'm doing it. This is great. Let's keep doing everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
Now we're going to answer some questions from the Fabu fam and from the Fabu army that they have asked via Discord. What games are some of your favorites to play as a family? I'm going to start this off. One game right now.
I was going to say the same thing.
Right now, that me and FabuMom have actually played because it's only 2-player, is a game called It Takes Two. It's super fun. I actually think this is gonna be one of my top 5 games. I wouldn't say one top 3, but I would say one top 5 Because personally, I don't think we've actually found a game that we've actually wanted to keep on playing because it was just boring. You know, like Ori. Monopoly was nice. It's just, you know.
Where'd you get Monopoly from?
Well, it's a 3-person game. It's family game. Tell me the games that we have played as a family. That's
Well, you know what? The one that right now came to my mind was we played this years ago. Remember when we had the
I think I know
we
what she's
had,
gonna say.
but we still have our 3D TV when we played Mario 3D.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
All
yes,
of us.
yes.
Oh my god,
dude, that was awesome.
So
That was great.
I loved
fun.
it.
We had some really good times playing that game.
And I also remember a game that we also played as a family. This is personally one of my favorite games that I play as a family is Uno. I actually remember
Uno.
in PAX, I don't know which one, but in one of the PAXs, we actually, while we were in our hotel room or our room, we actually played Uno. We were like, you know what? We got some spare time. We have some time
Yeah.
left, so let's just play some Uno. Right
Yeah,
after
that's
we,
a good one.
yeah, like right after we came out from the day to like eat or visit some places. Because actually, we went like a few days before PAX to actually look around because it was like traveling. It was nice. So we would go out and we played PAX. It was so fun. Like I truly loved it. It was, and then we went to sleep. It was amazing. That's personally my favorite game that we play as a family.
Yes.
Farhan?
Well, to me, I've been playing a lot of games with Fabu. Us, the three of us as a family. There's a few games here and there, as Fabu already described and have mentioned before. But games that I have played with Fabu has been many, especially when we started doing live streaming. We're gonna be talking about this more and a little more in depth of the reasons why, etc., to the next season, not in this season, due to therapy. But yes, like Fabu did not play with others before, so in order to play with people, with friends and things like that, not only did I play with her like Lego World that it's one of the games that we started
Oh
playing
yeah,
together.
that was
That's
a
a
good
good one.
game.
We play Roblox together. We play Minecraft together.
Dead
and
Space.
We play a lot of games together. And that's the
Fortnite.
beginning that actually Fabu started playing with somebody. We start playing together, and then even when I created the characters like Keenat, Space Gas, JC, HD, etc., for the main reasons of Fabu playing with somebody. Besides, each character has different personality. That was actually, like I said before, we're gonna go talk a little more into that the next season. But each of those characters had different personality. That was part of the therapy that we were doing to Fabu at that point. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of those games with Fabu. Now Fabu plays more with obviously with people of the Fabu family, the Fabu army, any other game that she plays. But the best game that we ever played, I would say all of them, because we always have so much
he's like
so much fun. We have fun. The very first game, I guess, is the one that I would say that I like the most, because it was somehow the first game that we played together, and we played for a long time, which it was Lego World.
Dude, same.
We played a lot. Actually, that game itself, I really liked it. I really liked the whole Lego World game. It was really nice created. It was really good.
It was a good game.
And it was overall a good game, yes.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
I remember it being very glitchy.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
yeah,
and
but now
the
it's better.
beginning.
It's
And
better.
yes,
so.
in the beginning it was very glitchy. We did a lot of stuff, and then it reset it twice, which it
Well,
was
we
a
got it
bummer.
back.
But it was a fun game to play, and obviously after there was games that we played together, like Dead Space, which one of my favorite games of all time. We played together. and Gets Gone Wild and the section of Gets Gone Wild with Keynotes and all that. Those type of games playing with Fabu to me, it brings joy because those are, one of my favorite games of all time. And be able to play with Fabu to me, that was super good and special.
Yeah. Personally, I think Lego World is a good game. I'm just kind of upset that we didn't get the dragon. But put that aside. One game that I really loved that we played together was Dead Space. That game was so good. I love that game. I wish we finished it. Dude, it was so good. So yeah.
So how about you, FabuMom?
Like I said, to me, I think that my most favorite times was when we did the 3D Mario. When we would all get together and play 3D Mario. Like, those were good. That was good. Like, right now, that was like the first one that came to my mind. And then along the way, there's been others, that have been, pretty special. And like Fabu said, this game here, It Takes Two, that we're doing now, is just such a well-made game, from the graphics, from the storyline. It makes you actually like feel things as you're playing the game. And I'm playing it with Fabu, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I feel like this is one game that actually, because some games, we haven't actually finished the whole game because it was either boring or it wasn't. Yeah, it was just boring. But It Takes Two is so engaging. Every level is something completely different. You get new powers, a new map, a new storyline, and it's about these two people who are trying to build up something and then for their daughter, and it's so amazing. It's really powerful.
The story is very definitely deep. It's a deep story, very powerful.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I was just like gonna say, I'm gonna add it again, but I always say it, like the Pokemon Go is also my number one top game that we played as a family. Like,
it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah,
because we would just go out in the middle of the night, or you guys would have picked me up early, so we could fight Mito or Meadow, whatever the girl was named, and we would fight these raids. It was super fun because it was just amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, I honestly, in the back of my head, would love to go back to playing Pokemon Go.
Dude,
I totally agree. I was
to.
concentrating more in my answer to console or computer games or anything like that. But it's true what FabuMom say. Our favorite game to play as a family overall has been Pokemon Go. It's actually, we have an episode of this.
Coming up, I think.
Coming up.
Yeah, coming
that
up.
That is Pokemon Go. It actually, we had so much fun. We had the Pokemon Go fever when it started. We went to every park and it was fun. We had so much fun. And the great thing about it is when we would go to any park, we see other families with their kids, grandparents, everybody there, and it was nationwide fever, and it was awesome.
Amazing.
And
we had fun.
Really around Pokemon Go is just so nice and so supportive, and we made a lot of met a lot of nice people.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so fun. Next question. Okay, next question. This is from the Fabu fam and the Fabu Army. What was the first game that we played as a family?
First game that we played as a family?
I actually do not remember.
Well, I think that
you mentioned.
Well,
I think it was Pokemon Go. Really?
No.
Oh, 3D Mario.
The three of us. I think it was Mario.
3D Mario.
It was either
3D Mario or Rock Band. Maybe Rock Band.
Rock Band.
I think that maybe it was Rock Band. I think that the before Mario and everything, we played Rock Band together.
Yes.
Like, we love to play Rock Band. So yes, I think there was Rock Band that we played together.
Dude, Rock Band was awesome. I was always.
It is awesome. We love Rock Band.
I was always a guitar fan, but you know what? My brother, he always came out like, "Oh, you can't do it. I got it because you're too little and it doesn't fit." I was like, you know what? I could teach you. So I had to do the drums. The drums were so like, oh, I wanted to do the guitar or the singing. The singing, I have a beautiful voice. Personally, I have a voice like Beyonce. Just saying. Yes. It's such a shame that we did gaming. If I became a singer, woo, I would have been
Wow.
already a Beyonce right there in the.
How delusional.
So as a family, I think that it was Rock Band. As just Fabu and I believe that it was Lego World, like I said before, that it was the first game that I actually started playing with her, and then that actually escalated to, everything else, Minecraft, Roblox, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, that's.
I remember Rayman Legends being one of the first games that
Oh
I think that we played together.
yes, yeah, it was really fun game. I love that
We
game.
love that
actually.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question for the Fabu fam and the Fabu army: what are your hopes and dreams of the result of the podcast?
Wow.
Wow, I'm gonna start
That
this
was
one
deep.
off.
That was heavy.
My dream, like my goal for this podcast is that I inspire other people to maybe help their kids, or maybe just reach out to us and maybe need help for editing, or just as simple as, actually like talking to the kids, seeing what they want to do, and actually influencing, because they might not know how to support them and how to help them. So maybe looking at this might inspire them to actually talk to the kid, maybe have an idea to actually do something. And I see this as helping other people, helping parents and kids also, to, or maybe even adults who have ADHD themselves and maybe need to play some video games and just talk to some people. Maybe that's what I see my dream for this podcast. I don't have a dream that this podcast is going to be on Oscar. I dream that it's going to help other people. So yeah.
That's amazing, Fabo. I gotta say, very well said. Very well put. So my hopes for this podcast would be to continue creating awareness around disabilities that most often are silent disabilities, such as learning disabilities, ADHD, speech delay, and create a community that is open to discuss, talk about, vent all the frustrations that come with raising children that have silent disabilities.
Yeah, I want to echo a little bit and underline too what FabuMom have said. We've been trying since day one that we knew that this, from the aha moment, let's say, right, that we knew that this was working. We wanted to scream out loud to all those parents out there, hey, there's an option out there. You're not alone. Don't be afraid. There's an option out there. It may or may not work for you, but we wanted to bring that hope. Hope that somehow, out of our desperation, we found. And we've been very eager to say that out loud from the very beginning. But like what we said before, Fabu was not ready. We had a lot of things to keep doing in order to continue to help Fabu that we didn't know at that moment the extent of everything that we're doing, how it's gonna help Fabu and her near future. We didn't know what was gonna happen or what results we were gonna have in 5 years. We didn't, but we knew from the very beginning, years ago, that this is exactly what we wanted to do, but we knew that we need to sit patiently and wait for the moment, the right moment, I'm not gonna say the right condition, but I think that, for the lack of word, the right moment to be able to be vocal about it, and that's Fabu to being older enough for her to say, okay, it's fine for us to talk about it as a family. Let's do it, because we needed to respect that from Fabu. Neither we wanted to do something that Fabu was not okay with in order for her to continue doing what we're doing as a therapy. And at the same time, we wanted to give that little light of hope to those parents that actually have kids with some learning disability, especially with ADHD, that there's options out there.
And that they're not alone.
They're not alone. And to us, it's huge that we were finally being able to create this podcast for bringing that much needed awareness, to be able to reach out as many families as we can with this podcast. And that has been our goal, because like I said in previous episodes, we have gone to different game events where we have stumbled upon other parents with the same situation, and has been heartbroken talking to those parents and what they have gone through, and us sharing our stories with them. We knew that we were not alone. We knew that we were not the only parents going through all this. And we knew that there was so many people out there that it needed somehow to know that there's options, there are unconventional therapy, that there are other options, there are hopes. And we couldn't just wait to be able to say it, and now is our chance. And we taking that chance. We putting all of our energy, effort, and time to this podcast. Yeah. And Fabu has been great about it. She's like loving the whole concept of the podcast, loving the fact that she's the host of the podcast, because in the end, for us, it's all about Fabu. And yes, it's about bringing awareness and everything. But as we want for all of you to be about your loved ones too. We just wanted to, once again, bring that hope, that shadow, that light to all of you. And, hopefully it works even better than it has worked for us, to be quite honest.
Wow.
Wow. Cool. And that's a wrap. Thank you, FaDad and FabuMom, for an amazing episode. I want to give a huge thanks again to our sponsors of this podcast, Turtle Beach, Rocket, and G Fuel. Thank you. You guys are amazing. #love. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I did. I hope you all join me in the next episode, which is episode 8. OMG, people are watching us. Don't forget, you can look at the previous podcast episodes at FabuRocks.podcast.com. And like always, just be yourself, because that is Fabulicious. Bye.
Bye, everybody.